Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this Raw Opinions video. Apologies that this is delayed and apologies, of course, that we didn't do our live stream. We didn't do our live stream because I was drunk. I was out drinking and I had too much. I was throwing up and it was not good. And I know there's people saying I would have loved to have seen a drunk day stream, but it would not have been fun because it wouldn't be me like singing songs and all of that. I mean, by the time I got back, I was throwing up and I was just not in a good place. So it would have been me like curled over going, I think I'm dying, right? Oh my God, I'm going to be sick and stuff like this. Like, it would not have been fun. So, yeah, and then today I obviously have been recovering. I feel great now. I'm pretty much back now. But, yeah, I wanted to make sure we still did this, even though it was delayed. Get through as many of your thoughts as possible. For me personally, I think this is about a 6.75 to a 7. Might surprise people, I've not gone higher, but I didn't think the matches like really blew me away. There were some nice moments in some of the matches, but I didn't really feel like any of the matches like really grabbed me. Main event was solid. Sheamus, Big Bronson, Reed had some nice moments, but pretty much everything else I could have left. Wasn't really anything else like there. Judgment Day stuff backstage was fine. Wyatt Sicks stuff was awesome. Loved the Dexter interview. The unmasking thing was really cool. Some of the imagery that came out of that, getting a little bit more with actually seeing them getting into the ring and getting physical was really, really good. So, I mean, that was all really good. But because we know who was under the masks and because we have seen some of those interviews, there wasn't really any mystery when they took the masks off. It was a good moment, a cool moment. It was like, you know, we're ready to throw down type of a moment, but there wasn't really any kind of shock or reveal. I did wonder if maybe, you know, how like Dexter had the cross on his head. I did wonder if maybe the others should have had something so that we had a bit of a talking point. There wasn't any shock, there wasn't any like surprise. We knew who they were. That's it. I mean, even Dexter's had been shown really in those tweets, like we already knew about the X. Maybe we could have saved that for that moment, you know. So, but it was good, don't get me wrong, it was still good. I'm not down on it. I'm just saying that this is why for me that's not like a moment of the year for me. It's not going to be up there with like Cody finishing the story or The Rock beating up Cody backstage or the arrival of the Wyatt Sicks, you know. It's not that level. It's nowhere near that level. So that's why for me I'm probably around that 6, 7, 5, 7. But having a quick scan through, it seems like you guys are really into it. This is actually the second time of me recording this, and I do have a request. I think we need to cut down on the amount of, like, you know, the big long notes that get written. They take a long time to read, and sometimes the punctuation isn't like perfect in there, so it's very hard to know like when to stop and what connects with what, because it's just a never-ending flow of words. And like I've already tried to kind of read through some of these, and it's really difficult. I kind of have to really tread carefully as I'm reading them to make sure that I'm getting the points across. And so, yeah, I think we're going to skip those on this. I want to get through as many comments as I can. And that's the whole reason why we say 1 comment per person, is because we don't want to read like really long threads. So I suppose in a way it is cheating to then post these really long notes. But I get it. People have got so many thoughts and so much stuff that they want to communicate. I would say still put them in because people still read these threads. So if you really want to get all your thoughts across, still do it. But I might just skip them in the videos, that's all. Right, with that being said, let's try and get through as many as possible, shall we? So here's Yolt's Alexa, sick. And this was sick. What a fantastic look this was. Looks absolutely brilliant. Eddie said, I loved every little thing about it, especially the Wyatt unmasking. It was freaking phenomenal. Aaliyah said, only thing that makes it better is when the Wyatt Sicks came out. Tony said the Wyatt Sicks killed it. Goosebumps. A little surprised they won't be at SummerSlam, but next week's Raw is about to be something amazing. Yeah, that was surprising. I mean, I was fully prepared for them to be at SummerSlam, but I just think maybe it was a case that they want people to tune in next week on Sci-Fi, and so they need something big to get people to tune in. Personally, I would have put Sami Braun in that spot, and I would have still had the Wyatt Sicks at SummerSlam. I just think it's such a shame they're not going to be there. There's maybe still a chance that they make their presence felt, but yeah, I agree. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Tobias said, it was awesome. I wonder what's next after the Wyatt Sicks versus Creed Brothers and Chad Gable match. I think they might go for Jey now because he has been tied up with a lot of this stuff. B Hockey says, very nice. Connor said Raw was good, but the crowd was mid. Wyatt Sicks was sick. Thomas said, Daze, I hope you are okay. What happened to last night? I hope everything's okay. Everything's okay, buds. I just got drunk. Shane said, I like the reveal, but I don't get why they're having their first match on Raw. Real Wrestling Fan says, come on, Daze, let me in the opinion video. Keep up the great content. Shout out to you, buds. FNAF said 9.5 because we got to see the Wyatt Sicks in ring wrestling. Sabrina said loved it. Ashma said Raw was epic, 8.85. Unmasking of the Wyatt Sicks was heartwarming. Dexter spoke was mind-blowing. The matches and Lyra dance was great. 89% overall. Raw did it again. B Wild said boring without you, my guy. B Wild, shout out to you, buds. Real Wrestling Fan said it is cooking for me. Wyatt Sicks was awesome tonight. It is without question an 8 out of 10. Just a side note, seeing them unmask was chilling. LD Root said really enjoyed Raw. Every match was good. Wyatt Sicks were awesome. Kind of disappointed not getting the match at SummerSlam, but the video was amazing. 9 out of 10 for me. It also kind of looks like we might be getting a face damage control. But yeah, I was surprised at that. When they attacked Shayna, Sonya, Zoey, I was surprised at that. I really thought that it was going to be a case that we were going to keep them heels and this like black triad look that they've got, which is kind of very similar to what we were seeing on Lucha Underground. I think it looks so good. It works for them. I still don't get face vibes from them, to be honest. But clearly Sonya, Shayna, Zoey are heels because they attack Zelina. So I've got to think that means Damage Control are going to be faces. Unless we're going to do a heel versus heel program, which would just be so strange. It's just not what we do. Maybe we're just going to go with two badass groups going up against each other, and that's it, really. We don't really go like heels. Although saying that, Sonya, Shayna, Zoey are definitely heels. They are definitely heels. So I don't know. Is it a face turn? Are we just going to do badass group versus badass group? Not worry about that kind of face heel stuff? It's a really good point. It's a really good point. It did kind of strike me as a bit strange. Steven said it was amazing. Can't wait for Drew and Punk and Liv and Rhea. Nicholas said first hour was straight fire, as was the main event. Everything else was, yeah. HG said favourite part was Wyatt Sicks. Babs said 8 out of 10. I think the intro was great with Punk, McIntyre and Rollins. Wyatt Sicks against Creeds was fire. I was clapping and yelling. I really dig Dexter's new look. I agree. And the tape was great. Run. Gunther, in my opinion, will be new champ on Saturday. Kyle said the crowd dragged the entire showdown. Little to no pop for the intro. They slept through Kross's promo. They didn't care about the Wyatt Sicks unmasking. Didn't make a peep during the main event. St. Paul was brutal. Corey said, I think the crowds in the US have been quiet these past few weeks. They should take Raw and SmackDown international for a month or so. Valentino said, brilliant. Wyatt Sicks stealing the show as usual. Raw is cooking. Notorious TLJ said 9 out of 10. Last night's Raw took us further into many different storylines, gave us fire matches last night, and next Monday's Raw, so excited for that 6-man tag match between the Wyatts and Gable's crew. Matt said, amazing Wyatt Sicks CM Punk. El Patata said it was a good main event, interference counter 2, and wrestlers scared by studline 0 gets a 9 out of 10 rating. Pete and Sheamus feud is going to drag on forever and not end on a PLE. Damage Control's aura is back. All black attire is great. Forgot about the line above. Vincent said, Daze, did the Wyatt Sicks get you? No, it was alcohol. Nathan said it was a pretty solid show. Let's try and get... Rhea is the GOAT at segments. Funny how Rhea got the Women's World Championship graphic. Damage Control can't have a good segment for their life. Disappointed, but a tease for Nikki versus Dakota is on. Pluto sign in the background. We should get Zelina leaving LWO to join Damage Control to face Sonya, Shayna, and Zoey. Pre-saving Finn from Gunther is just cinema to me. There we go. That's on full screen. Lovely. Right, here. Amazing show. Gacy and Loomis look phenomenal. Michael Cole called Nikki Sister Abigail during the live show, but that has now been edited out. So who is she playing? Is she Lily? I suppose it makes sense with the T-Fun show. Well, I believe she's Abby the Witch. I think he made a mistake. I'll be interested to see if he refers to her again. I mean, if she's not Lily, because, I mean, he called her Sister Abigail, so she's either Abby the Witch or she's Sister Abigail. I don't think she's Sister Abigail. I think she's Abby the Witch. And the markings on the mask, you know, where it's got the 2 lines, so the mouth would be able to open. I mean, it can't open here, but that's kind of an indicator of the mouth part of the puppet. Of the Abby the Witch puppet, where the mouth would open and close. And we know this is like the puppets brought to life, like the Nightbird campaign told us that they were set free, and how this is like the puppets. And again, we've seen these people with the puppets kind of imposed over the top, the images of the puppets put over the top. So I'm really not in any doubt that this is Abby the Witch inspired. Let's put it that way. It's Abby the Witch inspired. I really think he made a mistake. I don't know about it being edited out. If it has, that would just confirm it for me that he'd made a mistake. But I'll be very interested to see if he refers to Nikki as Sister Abigail moving forwards. Logan James, shout out to you. Says, hello, Daze. Damage Control should drop their names and become the Black Lotus Triads. They could become the Female Shield with real booking and a more serious tone. The aura they had was different this episode. And Damage Control bringing back the Lucha Underground Black Lotus Triad look. Proud American said Wyatt Sicks was amazing. They seem to have picked a target for Nikki, but it brings up a question. 3-on-1 can't go well. So is there another girl besides Alexa? I tagged you in a thought that I had, says Proud American. And then here we've got Matt's Dagger, who said highs were the Wyatt Sicks and Damage Control, but this had me wondering, could Abby have found a target? They did treat Bailey pretty bad. Solid 9 out of 10 for me. Brendan said, I believe in Joe Hendry. Alan said it was definitely weird without having you stream in the background, but the show was great. Solid 7.5. Mark said, out there theory, what if Liv Morgan was recruited by the Wyatt Sicks? She was rejected by Dirty Dom, and she loses to Rhea and will have lost everything. If Alexa's not ready to come back, then why not recruit Liv? You could recruit Liv. We've kind of thought about her joining the Wyatts before. There was a period a few years ago where she sent out a lot of very cryptic tweets, really got people talking about her. It didn't lead to anything. That was just her, I think, having a bit of fun. But yeah, definitely someone that has been on our radar for potentially joining the Wyatts. You could definitely do it. The only thing I'd say is it would need to be planned, because she may need a character, a persona, an alter ego, a mask. I mean, just joining the Wyatts is not an easy thing to do. It's not like just joining the Judgment Day. Just joining the Wyatts, you're joining this story, this creative, this world. And so it's really hard to just put someone in if they're not really meant to go in, if you know what I mean. Like, oh, Alexa can't do it, let's go with Liv instead. It's like, okay, but you're gonna have to have all of those things ready for her. So if they have, brilliant. I think she would fit well, but they are gonna need to do a lot of work if they're gonna put her in. Henry said, Daze, I hope your head is okay. We all wanted to see a Drunk Daze stream, but Raw has smashed it again. So good. Wyatt Sicks, oh my god, goosebumps. CM Punk and Drew, brilliant open to the show. 4 more days to go to SummerSlam. Cameron said, I love the Wyatt Sicks members reveal. The crowd made that moment 10 times better, in my opinion. 777 said, I enjoyed it and I'm very excited for the weekends. Electro Head Dante said, people should be allowed to keep midgets as pets. Let's go. YNWALFC said, bit disappointed there's no SummerSlam match for them, but their in-ring debut is in the same arena where the Wyatt family debuted 11 years ago. I love that. Sami Zayn and Jey's increasingly frequent appearances together, hinting towards a bloodline reunion soon. I don't know if it was just me, but are the cracks in Judgment Day reopening just a little? Overall, great show, said YNWALFC. Dean said, love Raw. Looking forward to the Wyatt Sicks debut match next week. I was not expecting Dexter to speak. I thought the main event was a great match. I loved the brawl to end the show. Like, Seth is more or less going to let Punk Drew fight Raw better than SmackDown. K173 said, loving it to be fair. Just got up to Big Bronson Reed. Sinan said, it was a solid go-home show. Wyatt Sicks unmasking and getting physical was awesome. Drew versus Punk will be a car crash. Dom's dead at SummerSlam. Finn's going to help Liv at SummerSlam. Jonathan said, it was amazing, but I'm very mad you didn't stream it. I was mad as well, and drunk. Lord Shiogaruth said, damage control turning face. Oh yeah, bring it on. Wyatt Sicks segment top notch again. Nikki wiping out the coward Gable, then instantly staring at the Creed brothers. Epic. Dexter's video equal to the Nikki video as far as the Psycho Terror goes. I could go on. Great show. 10 out of 10. Ethan said, I thought Raw was decent. Seth addressing the rules between Punk and McIntyre. Wyatt Sicks attacking Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. Liv Revenge Tour got even more interesting. Can't wait to see how SummerSlam plays out. Raw was good. Punk McIntyre Rollins promo was brilliant. Love Triangle was good. I think Rhea are going to win on Saturday at SummerSlam. Henry said, I think it is great right now with the star power it has, like CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, and Seth Rollins. Also big fan. Henry, shout out to you. Paul said, hey Daze, hopefully you read this one. I got to you. McIntyre, Rollins, and Punk scene was great. Wyatt Sicks scene was great. Judgment Day Ripley against Liv scenes were great. Pure star power WWE has right now. Great stories and build to pay-per-views. Triple H and their team doing an excellent job. Bring on SummerSlam. Joseph said the opening segment was so good. Wyatt Sicks was my favourite thing by far. Judgment Day story is still very good. Dexter looks incredible. Everything else decent. Hope you're okay. Hopefully no nasty hangover. It was not a brilliant hangover earlier. I tell you what though, if you do go out and then you do end up being sick, which is what happened to me 5 times, it does help with your recovery. Just getting it out of your system does mean that you recover a lot quicker. So yeah, I think I did all right actually. Probably thanks to throwing up. Wicked Dust said, I've truly been enjoying Raw so much lately. In my opinion, Raw has been wiping the floor with SmackDown every single week. Damn near all segments have been smashing it over the last couple of months. I look forward to and watch 3 hours of Raw each week. I tape and fast forward large portions of SmackDown. WWE and AEW fan said, I thought it was a pretty good episode. Wyatt Sicks stuff was great last night. Posting this on Tuesday. Arish Mind said, Wyatt Sicks destroyed it once again. A stellar segment. Donald said you were missed. It was weird not watching Raw without listening to you as well. But hey, you deserve it, buds. Do a lot for the community. Thank you, my friends. I think the Wyatt Sicks stuff was awesome. I agree. The 3 of them unveiling their masks was great. Raw next week will be unmissable. Ron said the Wyatt Sicks segment was out of this world. I would have liked to have seen a match with them at SummerSlam instead of Raw, but it happens. I don't see how any other brand will top this week's Raw. It's only getting better. If possible, I give it a 10 out of 10. Perfect show. Perfect. Jay Villa said Raw was great. I love that they gave us the Wyatt Sicks stuff early. Dexter looks like he finally found his character in portraying Mercy. Daze, who do we think has been the standout member of the Wyatt Sicks when all is said and done? I hope they all become major superstars. Well, the one I'm enjoying the most at the moment is Nikki. But I think there's a chance that when all is said and done that it could be... Well, Dexter's looks amazing. It could be Joe Gacy. That's what Tom Colohue hints at. So it could be Tom Colohue. Let's read this last one. Alex said 9 out of 10 Raw. Wyatt Sicks segment was really good, and I'm happy that we got the match announced. Liv segment last night makes me think Dominik is going to betray Rhea, not at SummerSlam, and it'll progress the story massively. Punk Drew segment was good also. Well, there we go, my friends. That is this week's Raw Opinions video. I'm going to run away and let the dog in. So really appreciate you getting in touch. Apologies we couldn't get through more, but we tried to get through as many as we can. And obviously we'll have plenty of other videos coming up for you on the channel this week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.